Hey everyone, and welcome back for another Deep Dive.
Excited to be here.
Today we're diving into a topic that's close to my heart.
Oh, yeah.
Affordable dog breeds.
Okay.
We've got this article here from 10 Most Today.
I love that site.
Me too. And they list out 10 surprisingly budget-friendly pups.
Interesting.
So, of course, we all know adopting a mixed breed from a shelter is always going to be the most cost-effective option.
For sure.
But we know some of you out there
Yeah.
might be looking for a specific breed.
Right.
So we're going to break down this list and
Right.
See what makes these breeds easier on the wallet.
Love it.
And we'll go beyond just the initial adoption or purchase price.
Yeah, that's important.
We'll be factoring in those long-term costs that sometimes catch new owners off guard.
Oh, yeah. I know all about that.
Things like grooming, food, and those unexpected vet bills.
Yeah.
Right. Because let's be real, sometimes those vet bills can feel like a whole separate deep dive into debt.
Exactly. Some breeds are just predisposed to certain health conditions, and those costs can add up quickly.
Yeah.
So while we'll be looking at this list of 10 affordable breeds, it's important to remember that even within a breed,
Yeah.
there can be variations.
Oh, for sure. It's like with people.
Yeah.
Right. We all have our own unique quirks and needs.
Precisely. But there are some general trends we can look at.
Okay.
For instance, the article mentions the Australian cattle dog
Okay.
as a surprisingly affordable breed.
Yeah.
They're known for being energetic and playful,
Mm-hmm.
but also smaller than you might think.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Interesting. So maybe fewer trips to the grocery store for kibble.
exactly. And they have those short, easy-to-maintain coats,
Oh, nice.
which means you can skip those expensive trips to the groomer.
That's a win for both your wallet and your pup, I'm sure. Nobody likes being primped and preened all the time.
Speaking of low-maintenance coats,
Yeah.
the Rat Terrier is another breed that pops up on this list. They come in a variety of sizes, but generally speaking, they're small, energetic, and known for their short, smooth coats.
So another win in the grooming department. But what about vet bills?
Oh, yeah.
Any potential health concerns?
Well, like any breed, there are some things to be aware of.
No.
Smaller terriers in general can be prone to hip dysplasia.
Ah, yes, that's a common one. For our listeners who might not be familiar, can you explain what hip dysplasia is and how it might impact those vet costs we've been talking about?
Sure. Hip dysplasia is a condition where the hip joint doesn't develop properly, which can lead to pain, lameness, and even arthritis down the road. It can be genetic, but it can also be influenced by environmental factors like diet and exercise.
Oh, so even if you get a breed that's known for being healthy, you still have to be mindful of those lifestyle choices you make for your dog.
Absolutely. It's
Yeah.
all about being a responsible owner and giving your dog the best chance at a long and healthy life.
Okay, great point. So we've talked about two breeds so far,
Yeah.
the Australian cattle dog and the rat terrier, both known for their energetic personalities and those low-maintenance coats. Now, I'm curious about this next one on the list.
Okay.
The toy fox terrier. They sound adorable.
They are, and as you might guess from the name,
Yeah.
they're also small, which, as we've discussed, can contribute to affordability in a few ways.
Makes sense.
Smaller dogs typically eat less.
Which means less money spent on those giant bags of dog food.
Exactly. And they often require less medication when they do need to go to the vet.
Right, because dosage is often based on weight.
Yeah.
Smaller dog, smaller dose, smaller bill. But what about those grooming costs? Do their coats require much upkeep?
The Toy Fox Terrier has a short, smooth coat that's relatively easy to groom. A quick brush a few times a week is usually all they need.
So, again, another breed that can help you save some money at the groomer.
Now, this next breed might surprise you. It's a breed that often gets a reputation for being expensive.
Okay.
But the article points out that it can actually be quite affordable if you know where to look.
Ooh, okay, you've got me intrigued. What is it?
The Chihuahua.
Really? I always thought Chihuahuas were one of those pricey, purse-sized pups.
Purebred Chihuahuas from reputable breeders can indeed be quite expensive, sometimes costing upwards of $1,000. However, they're also one of the most common breeds found in shelters, particularly in certain areas like California.
So you're saying that if you're open to adoption and maybe willing to expand your search geographically, you could potentially find a Chihuahua for a fraction of the cost of going through a breeder.
Exactly. It's all about doing your research and being open to different options.
That's a great point. It applies to any breed, really. Now, I'm curious about the Labrador Retriever.
Okay.
It's such a popular breed known for being friendly and great with families. But I have to admit, I assumed they'd be pretty pricey.
You're right. Purebred Labrador retrievers from reputable breeders can be expensive,
Mm,
and they are prone to certain health issues.
yeah, and they're prone to certain health issues, right? I know a few lab owners who've had to deal with some pretty hefty vet bills.
Unfortunately, yes. Hip and elbow dysplasia are fairly common in labs, and they can also be predisposed to certain types of cancer.
Oh, wow.
However, the article points out that Labrador mixes tend to be healthier and more affordable.
Oh, interesting. So maybe another instance where considering a mixed breed could be a good option,
Absolutely.
especially for those on a tighter budget.
And let's be honest, those mixed breeds are often the cutest and most unique pups out there.
So true. Now let's move on to another popular breed that I know many listeners will be curious about, the Beagle.
Oh, I love beagles.
Yeah, they are.
Beagles are known for their adorable floppy ears and their incredible sense of smell.
Right. But what makes them budget friendly?
Well, for starters, they have those short, low-maintenance coats that we've talked about.
Right.
They're also relatively inexpensive to feed, and they tend to have long lifespans.
Ooh, long lifespans are always a bonus.
I know, right?
That means more years of cuddles and adventures with your furry friend.
Exactly. The article mentions beagles can often live 12 to 15 years, which is a pretty good run.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of good runs, I know beagles have a reputation for being a bit mischievous and needing lots of exercise. Does that factor into their cost at all?
That's a great question, and it brings up an important point that applies to any breed, really.
Yeah.
Matching your lifestyle to your dog's needs.
Yeah.
A beagle's high energy level and strong sense of smell mean they need plenty of exercise and mental stimulation.
Otherwise, they might find their own ways to entertain themselves, which could lead to some unexpected expenses,
Exactly.
like chewed up furniture or digging up the garden.
So if you're considering a beagle, you need to be prepared to provide them with those daily walks, playtime, and maybe even some puzzle toys to keep their minds engaged.
Yeah, that's a great reminder that a dog's personality and energy level can impact those hidden costs of ownership.
Absolutely. And it's not just about the financial cost. It's about ensuring your dog is happy and well-adjusted. A bored or frustrated dog can develop behavioral problems.
Yeah.
That can be difficult and expensive to address.
So choosing a breed that fits your lifestyle is really about setting both you and your dog up for success.
Exactly. Now let's talk about a breed that's known for its distinctive long body and short legs, the Dachshund.
Ah, yes, the adorable sausage dog. They're so cute.
Oh.
But I know they can be prone to back problems, right?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
Their long spines make them susceptible to intervertebral disc disease, which can be quite painful and require expensive surgery. The article mentions that as many as 1 in 4 dachshunds are affected by this condition.
Wow, that's a significant number.
Yeah.
So even though they're small and don't eat a ton, those potential vet bills could offset some of those savings.
That's right. It's always important to factor in those potential health risks when considering a breed.
So let's switch gears and talk about a larger breed that made it onto this list of affordable options, the English Foxhound.
Now, this is a breed that you might not see every day at the dog park.
I have to admit I'm not super familiar with them. What makes them unique?
Well, they were originally bred for fox hunting, so they have a strong prey drive and a lot of stamina.
Ah, so probably not the best choice for someone living in an apartment with a pet hamster.
Probably not. But despite their size and history as working dogs, they're actually known for being quite gentle and easygoing. And their short coats make them relatively low maintenance in the grooming department.
So even though they're big, they're not necessarily a big expense.
Exactly. They're also generally healthy, which can help keep those vet bills down.
Now we're getting close to the end of this list.
I know it's flown by.
What are the last 2 breeds we need to cover?
We've got the miniature pinscher,
Okay,
a small and energetic breed that's known for its sleek short coat,
gotcha.
and the basset hound.
Ah, the basset hound. Those droopy ears and sad eyes get me every time.
They are adorable.
Yeah.
And despite their mournful expressions, they're actually known for being quite cheerful and laid back.
Which probably means they're not as demanding when it comes to exercise and playtime.
Exactly. They don't need a ton of activity, which can be a bonus for owners who prefer a more relaxed lifestyle.
So maybe fewer trips to the dog park and less money spent on fancy toys and treats.
Exactly. And because they're relatively low energy, they're also less likely to get into mischief and cause damage around the house.
So they could save you money in unexpected ways. I love how we're uncovering all these hidden costs and benefits associated with different breeds.
It's all about being informed and making choices that align with your lifestyle and budget.
This has been so insightful. We've covered a lot of ground, but I feel like we've just scratched the surface.
You're right. There's so much more to discuss when it comes to choosing the right dog. We need to dive deeper into those beyond the list factors that you mentioned earlier.
You mean things like the benefits of adopting from a shelter and how to match your lifestyle to a breed's needs?
Exactly. And we also need to talk about those ongoing costs of dog ownership that go beyond the initial price tag.
Right, because choosing a dog isn't just a financial decision. It's a commitment to providing a loving home and a happy life for your furry friend.
Exactly. It's about finding that perfect match, that four-legged companion who will enrich your life in countless ways.
This has been a great start to our deep dive into affordable dog breeds. We've uncovered some surprising options and learned a lot about the factors that contribute to a breed's overall cost. But we're not done yet.
Definitely not.
Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll explore the benefits of shelter adoption, delve deeper into matching your lifestyle to a breed's needs, and discuss those essential budget considerations that every potential dog owner needs to know.
We'll be right back.
Sounds great.
Welcome back, everyone.
Glad to be back.
Now, before we get back to those 10 budget-friendly breeds, let's talk about an option that often gets overlooked, mixed breeds.
Ah, yes, the mutts. You know, it's interesting how sometimes people get so fixated on the idea of a purebred dog.
Right.
And well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Of course not.
It's important to remember that mixed breeds can be just fantastic companions.
Oh, absolutely. And oftentimes healthier, too.
Absolutely. And often they're healthier.
That's right. Mixed breeds tend to have a wider gene pool,
Yeah.
which can make them less susceptible to certain genetic conditions that can plague some purebreds.
And let's not forget, going the mixed breed route is often the most affordable way to bring a furry friend into your life.
Absolutely. Shelters are full of amazing dogs of all shapes and sizes and personalities, all hoping for a loving home.
It's true.
And adopting from a shelter not only saves you money, but also gives a deserving dog a second chance.
It's so true. You know, it's like we were saying before about those Chihuahuas. Sometimes the breed you have your heart set on might be readily available at a shelter.
Exactly. And that can save you a significant amount of money compared to going through a breeder. Plus, think of all the love and gratitude you'll get from a rescue pup.
Oh, so much. It's truly a win-win situation.
It really is.
Speaking of saving money, I want to circle back to something we touched on earlier.
Okay.
Matching your lifestyle to your dog's needs.
Such a crucial point.
Yeah.
It's about more than just finding a dog you think is cute. It's about finding a dog whose energy level, temperament, and exercise needs align with your own.
Right. So if you're someone who loves to go on long hikes or runs, maybe a Basset Hound isn't the best choice.
Exactly. You'd want to consider a breed known for stamina and athleticism.
Yeah, like a Labrador Retriever or an Australian cattle dog.
Exactly.
But on the flip side, if you're more of a homebody who enjoys cozy evenings on the couch,
Yeah,
a high-energy breed might be a bit overwhelming.
absolutely. In that case, a breed like a Basset Hound or even a Chihuahua might be a better fit.
Yeah.
You know, they're happy to cuddle up and relax.
And that brings us to another important point, those hidden costs of dog ownership.
Oh, yeah.
We've talked about vet bills, grooming, and food. What are some other expenses that people might not consider when budgeting for a dog?
Well, you have to think about things like toys, treats, bedding, collars and leashes,
Oh, yeah.
even things like poop bags.
Oh, and training classes.
Yeah.
If you're a first-time dog owner, those can be really helpful,
Yeah,
but they can also add up.
that's right. And then there's the potential for unexpected expenses. What if your dog gets sick or injured?
Yeah.
What if they need a special diet or medication?
Or what if they accidentally swallow something they shouldn't have?
Exactly. Those emergency vet visits can be quite pricey, so it's important to have a financial cushion just in case.
Absolutely. And you might even want to consider pet insurance.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
It can provide some peace of mind knowing that you'll be covered if something unexpected happens.
For sure.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. We've talked about breed-specific costs, the benefits of adopting from a shelter, and the importance of matching your lifestyle to your dog's needs. We've even touched on those hidden expenses that can sneak up on you. I feel like I'm getting a much clearer picture of what it really costs to be a responsible dog owner.
And remember, it's not just about the financial cost. It's about the commitment you're making to provide a loving home and a happy life for your furry friend.
So, what other factors should people consider when choosing a dog? What questions should they be asking themselves?
Well, first and foremost, you need to ask yourself if you're truly ready for the responsibility of dog ownership.
Yeah.
It's a big commitment, both financially and emotionally.
Right. It's not just about those cute puppy moments. It's about the daily walks, the vet appointments, the training, and the occasional accident on the rug.
Exactly. You need to be prepared for the good, the bad, and the smelly.
You also need to think about your living space. Do you have enough room for a large breed? Is your yard fenced in?
And what about your lifestyle? Do you travel frequently? Do you work long hours?
Those are all important things to consider before bringing a dog into your life.
And don't be afraid to reach out to shelters and rescue organizations. They're a wealth of information.
Yeah.
And they can help you find a dog who's a perfect match for your home and lifestyle.
I love that. They can be like matchmakers for you and your future furry friend.
Exactly. And don't rule out older dogs or dogs with special needs.
Oh, yeah.
They often get overlooked, but they can be just as loving and rewarding as any other dog.
This has been such an eye-opening conversation. I feel like I've learned so much about the financial and emotional aspects of dog ownership.
And we're not done yet.
All right.
We still need to wrap up our discussion of those 10 affordable breeds and leave our listeners with some final thoughts.
Okay. Stay tuned for part 3, where we'll revisit that list and delve deeper into the unique qualities that make these breeds surprisingly budget-friendly. And we'll leave you with some final questions to ponder as you embark on your own journey to find the perfect canine companion. Welcome back, everyone. It feels like we've covered so much ground already in our deep dive into affordable dog breeds.
I know, right?
From exploring those hidden costs of ownership to highlighting the incredible value of mixed breeds and shelter adoption.
Yeah,
It's clear there's a lot to consider when choosing the perfect canine companion.
absolutely.
But before we wrap up,
Okay.
let's circle back to that list of 10 surprisingly budget-friendly breeds from 10 Most Today.
You know, what's fascinating about this list is
Yeah.
how it challenges some of the common assumptions about what makes a breed expensive.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we often think it's all about size. The bigger the dog, the bigger the bills, right?
Like those massive bags of dog food for giant breeds must cost a fortune.
Exactly. But this list shows that affordability can come in all shapes and sizes.
So true. Take the English Foxhound, for example. They're pretty large dogs, originally bred for hunting.
Right.
But their low-maintenance coats and generally good health can make them surprisingly easy on the wallet.
And then you have breeds like the miniature pinscher and the basset hound, both known for their smaller stature and relatively low energy levels.
Which, as we discussed earlier, can translate to savings on things like food, toys, and even doggy daycare.
Exactly. And let's not forget those breeds we talked about earlier, with those wonderfully low-maintenance coats.
Yeah.
The Australian cattle dog, the rat terrier, the toy fox terrier, and the beagle.
Fewer trips to the groomer means more money in your pocket for those all-important belly rubs and ear scratches.
Speaking of belly rubs, how can we forget the Chihuahua?
Oh,
They might have a reputation for being a bit pampered, but as we learned, they can be incredibly affordable if you're open to adoption.
and let's be honest, who can resist those big, expressive eyes and tiny paws?
I know.
So cute.
Now, I know we talked about some potential health concerns with certain breeds on this list,
Right.
like the dachshund's predisposition to back problems and the possibility of hip dysplasia in smaller terriers.
Right. And even with a breed like the Labrador Retriever, known for its friendly temperament and popularity as a family pet, there can be those concerns about hip and elbow dysplasia, along with a higher risk for certain types of cancer.
It's a reminder that no matter what breed you choose, those unexpected vet bills can happen.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's essential to factor that into your budget and consider options like pet insurance for added peace of mind.
This deep dive has been so insightful. I feel like we've really gone beyond just listing breeds and their price tags.
Yeah.
We've explored the nuances of responsible dog ownership, the importance of matching your lifestyle to your dog's needs, and the incredible impact of adoption.
And what's most important is that we've equipped you, our listener, with the knowledge and tools to make an informed decision about bringing a furry friend into your life.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with this question. Now that you've learned about these surprisingly affordable breeds, the importance of budgeting for those hidden costs, and the amazing dogs waiting for their forever homes in shelters, what will you prioritize as you search for your perfect canine companion?
Because ultimately, it's not just about finding a dog that fits your budget.
Right.
It's about finding a dog that fits your heart.
That's beautifully said. And on that note, we'll leave you to ponder that question. Until next time, happy tales and happy trails.